Yikes! Wow. Dude! Oh! Hey everybody, welcome back to another judgment commentary of Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, or When They Cry. Finally back for some more Higurashi. It's been a long while, hasn't it?
Higurashi no naku koro ni.
It is good to be back!
By my estimate, it's been about, 8 months or so definitely been a little bit, but we're finally back to finish up Higurashi, check out the last 5 episodes of the first part of this series. Now, if any of you very patient Higurashi fans are still around, you have one individual in particular to thank for the return of the series. That would be F-Frame L. Sorry if I said that wrong, but they joined up in the Escanor tier and commissioned for me to check out the last episodes of Higurashi. So thank you very much for that. I deeply appreciate it, and I'm also deeply sorry that I didn't get around to checking this out sooner, but things be crazy, yo. But anyway, in the last 4 episodes that I checked out, there were quite a few things of note. For example, we finally got to see the context behind the Rika head stabbing scene, which we had seen that, previewed a little before, and then we finally got to see it in action, and yeah, it was even more messed up than I would have imagined, given the context. And not only that, but frickin' Satoko also got murdered by being put up onto a cross and then stabbed to death a whole bunch of times, and yet she remained strong and did not cry during the ordeal because she promised not to, and that's just heart-wrenching, man. Yeah, all this stuff with Mion and Shion has been crazy. Very crazy, but who knows, maybe in these last 5 episodes we'll get some answers to what's been going on. Are we finally going to maybe get confirmation about the potential timeline resets with every time that Kaiichi dies? I don't know. I can't say. But now, I would certainly say that both me and you have waited more than long enough to check out what remains of the first part of Higurashi, so let's not waste one more second, and we can begin. Oh man, that's heavy. That's heavy. These last 5 episodes were heavy. They gave us a lot to unpack. Let's start with what we saw at the end. Rika. It did seem like, 100% she knew a lot more than she was letting on. It always seemed like that, right? In previous arcs, she would kind of seem like she knew things about stuff that was happening. More than she should otherwise seem to, and then now, she straight up just said, right to the last, right there, gonna keep reliving this endless June as much as I want. That is a direct implication that she is causing this. Is she? So is it not aliens? Is there even a magical virus at all? But in any case, she seems to be orchestrating this somehow. She's died like multiple times. In fact, yeah, she has died multiple times. And yet, everything keeps looping. And she seems to, she 100% is aware of it looping. She has memories of the past. And she was surprised when Kaiichi remembered his past lives. And as it would seem, he doesn't have to die for it to loop. He just always seems to die, no matter what. But this time, it progressed towards a pretty much happy ending there. Relatively, anyway. There, she realized her mistakes, saw that it was wrong to be attacking her friends, and they hugged it out, and then everything looped again. Only this time, he was talking to her, to Rika, about it. Wow, that's nuts, dude. How is she doing this? Why does she want to keep reliving this endless chain of suffering? I don't know. If anything, just keep looping the first episodes where everybody's happy over and over again. Screw the end bits where everyone gets murdered. You don't gotta pass through all that if you can help it. Ooh boy. And Haichi, apparently he was a very, very bad person in the past, where he had this perverted tendency to frickin' hunt down kids and shoot them as they were heading home from school, which is just horrible. I mean, he was clearly young when that happened, right? He was a kid himself, I guess, because he's like, what, 16 right now? That would have happened at least, a year before he got here, but either way, that's still, there's no excuse for that. That's really horrible. And they say, oh, he's good now. I don't know how you recover from that. If it only happened like a year ago, I don't know what would have snapped him out of it that fast to have him not still be some kind of crazy murderer. But that's a weird thing to throw out there because he was not refuting that. He was still, he reacted as if, oh no, she knows the secret. And no, it did happen because he also told them that he did that. But that's kind of a really, really, really dark thing. That's not just a dark spot in your past that you don't like to talk about. That's one of the worst things anybody could do. He was a monster, and I don't know if a little bit of time not being a monster can, validate him being awesome now. Because that's kind of something that you can't outlive. But I don't want to harp on that forever. Still, these last 5 episodes were completely bonkers, off the wall with a lot of the stuff that happened in it, man. And yeah, they said it. The mysteries are not yet solved, but we have been given the key to solve them, apparently. There's still more Higurashi out there. I know there is. I forget what the other ones are called, but I know they exist. Let me just Google it while I talk, but yeah, Higurashi, when they cry, what a roller coaster ride that was, dude. And even though I hadn't seen it in 8 months, I still picked up right where we were, not really skipping a beat too much, I would say. I mean, I was no more confused than I would normally be out of any of these arcs. But yeah, next was, what was it? When They Cry Kai? I think that's the next one? Yeah, that would be the next one, right? And then there was Rai. I think that was like an OVA series that they did. And then Go was the new one from last year. That just finished airing in March of this year, as a matter of fact. Huh. Well, maybe if I end up continuing with the Higurashi series, then I might end up getting to that one. Who knows? There's also a possibility, now that I'm thinking, that Rika isn't necessarily perpetrating this. It kind of framed it as if she was at the end there, but she kind of also like talks in a weird, different voice, so maybe there's some kind of other entity at play who is causing it to keep looping, and that she's just aware of it for some reason. And maybe for now, she seems to be cool with it, but I imagine it's going to be a Groundhog Day situation where you're going to get real tired of it real fast. So if she is aware of it and maybe not necessarily controlling it, she'll probably eventually try to find a way to stop it. And she definitely seemed to want to stop it, at least at the end, where she was saying, if I had been, if she had been stronger before, if she had done better, then she would have not died and she could have solved it. So maybe she is actually trying to solve it, and maybe they're just trying to lead me astray with that throwaway line at the end, but who knows? Who frickin' knows? But for now, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this last Higurashi video. Maybe I can return for more. I'd like to. It'd be awesome. But the individual who was commissioning this, they did step out of the Escanor tier, and then somebody else hopped in and took their place. They haven't spoken up on what they want next. Who knows? Maybe they want more Higurashi. I'll ask them about that, but maybe someday I'll be able to pick back up again. I mean, after 8 months, I was able to come back and finish this, so who knows? I'd certainly like to. They left us off with quite the cliffhanger. But yeah, these last 5 were some of the best yet. There was a lot of tension, a lot of good moments in there, and it was one of the most unique arcs that we've gotten, where not much deeply horrible happened to characters we actually care about. It was just 2 sleazeballs who ended up getting murdered, but it was still not pleasant to see, mind you. No. It just wasn't as terrible as seeing it happen to, like a kid or somebody we've grown to have a affinity for. They purposely set them up to that you would hate them, so it does soften the blow a bit, but they amped it up by having it be some of the most gruesome deaths we've seen. Man, I can say it over and over and over that Higurashi was a wild friggin' ride. The whole series, man, was just so nuts, trying to figure out all of the little mysteries, and they've still left us with a few unsolved. And the whole thing about it being aliens is just so bizarre, but I don't know. Maybe it's not necessarily aliens. It could vary. I'm pretty sure it is. Like the parasite virus thing. Probably. It's gotta be, right? Like the research would indicate that. Nobody else ever reacted to her having the maggots, did they? I mean, she was scratching them and falling out of her, but nobody ever said anything. So maybe the maggots aren't even real, and it's just a hallucination. Which would lead to it not being a parasite, but rather a virus that's just causing her to see the maggots. Nobody else ever talked about seeing maggots, did they? I think it was just her. Huh. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, I hope you enjoyed it, F-Frame L. It was very good to be able to finally finish off this saga of Higurashi. It waited way too long. I was pushing for it to become the next reaction series multiple times, but it never managed to win, which is a shame because these reactions are always a blast to make. Gosh. But oh well, I think I need to rest my brain now, so I'm gonna leave you guys here. Thank you. Hope to catch you next time, but till then, I will see you guys later.